Hello and happy September, guys. Welcome to the AstroTarotChannel for September 2013. This is Tiffany Crosara. I do these little reports every month. It goes week by week and we look at what the tarot cards are saying. Not for prediction as such, but just to help us work with the energies that are around. So it's more about listening to your own rhythm and seeing if that's reflected in those cards. It's interesting to come back and watch this every week, after every week, so you can see with hindsight what might have been going on for you. It's really a tool to help you get more intuitive and in connection with yourself. So I hope you had a great August. I've just come back off a yoga detox retreat in Turkey, so I had an awesome August, and that's fantastic in terms of we have the new moon coming up on September the 5th, and that's in Virgo. So this Virgoan new moon is always a great new moon for starting new habits and, you know, especially around health and work and service and those types of things. So I feel like it's perfect timing. I've been juicing like crazy and I'm hoping that this new moon will just take it another step upwards. So I hope you've had a lovely summer. Major arcana in the first week. Firstly, we have the Hanged Man. Okay, and the Hanged Man, well, particularly with this combination, I'm going to go through the whole combination. We've got Hangman, Death, and the Rebel. This is kind of what I've just been talking about, the time to break out of anything that's been holding you back, i.e. any old habits. The new moon in Virgo on the 5th is very, very strong here for helping you look at what you might be attached to. This card, the Hangman, is ruled by Pisces, which is the opposite sign of Virgo. So what you have here shows you that those things are being illuminated in you, those things of self-destruction or restriction, you know, are being illuminated. Where do you hold yourself back? Because this week is a really good week for getting rid of anything that is holding you back, especially as you have the Death card here. It's like saying the end of that part of yourself that is causing you problems. And what we have here, the Rebel, just goes to show, you know, your ability to break out. The Rebel in the Osho Zen is actually the Emperor, so it's like saying you're in charge now of building things the way that you want to build things. So this is an incredibly powerful week for kicking out any parts of your personality that really aren't serving you in any shape or form and you wish to get rid of. Fantastically powerful for that. So make the most of it. Okay, so let's move on to the second week, where we have the Six of Cups. And this is coupled with the Nine of Swords and Silence. This is quite powerful as well. This could be talking about things coming up from the past, from childhood, about ways that other people have treated you and about ways that you've treated yourself since. There is an energy here of blame, which I think we are needing to be careful of for our own sakes, because, you know, last week was very much about empowerment and getting rid of those things that hold you back. There is a danger of falling into a victim martyr type of energy, and that is tied in with blame. So it feels to me as if there's something here about helping ourselves understand how we've treated ourselves since a particular incident. Not to blame ourselves either, but to understand that, you know, if we're blaming, then we're giving our power away somehow, and that actually that's not an amazing thing to do at all. So particularly with the very strong energies that were around last week, it feels like the challenge this week is to actually not get too gung-ho about it, or not to get too arrogant, especially with Mars in Leo. There's a sense of, oh, I'm very righteous and you're very wrong, and look what you did to me, da 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 da. Really time to watch that in the second week. It's really asking for you to reflect a lot more, rather than, it doesn't seem like the time to go out there and say exactly how you're feeling. It feels to me as if there's things here about, this month is very deep. It feels very much like not all is as it seems, and that actually, things do feel like they come to light more at the end of the month. But at the beginning of the month, it feels like it's very much a time for you to reflect on yourself, your own situation, your own position, and, see how the thoughts have been affecting you and how you can change them, what ones might be better for you, which ones, how truthful are you being with yourself as well. That's another thing with Mercury coming into Libra that week. It's very much about how we elude ourselves or stick our own head in the sands or tell ourselves certain stories. And this all here seems to be saying it's time for you to go deep within and reflect around all of those things. Very internal, very, very internal process going on that week. So shall we move on to week 3? So in week 3, we have the Pisces full moon. Now, this is the time where things get illuminated. It seems to me as if there's quite a lot going on in the water signs, what with Jupiter in Cancer and Scorpio. There's so much going on in Scorpio, particularly this month as the month moves on. And there has been loads going on in Scorpio for about a year now, so there's been some really, really deep processes, but we're coming into the time of Scorpio, so it's building up to its peak spotlight. The sun will be in there at the end of the month, and that will also be kind of bringing things to light. But we have the Pisces full moon as well, so it shows those deep processes about how we hold ourselves back, those victim, savior, martyr complexes, those really strong parts of ourselves that have been destructive, all coming up for release, and it was in the first week. We had one massive release then, and quite often I hear people say, oh well, I thought I did that. And it's like, well, yes, you did do that. It's not that you didn't do that. It's just that once you've done that, there's another layer. We're like onions. We're like never-ending onions all the time we're on this earth plane. So it's great that we're getting through 2 massive layers, this month. And actually they've given us a break for some reflection in the second week. So just remember to work with that energy of reflection on the second week, because that's so important, because it just feels like you're shifting a load in the first week. You're going to need some type of reflection in the second week, and then we're going for the next level in the third week. Pisces new moon is on the 21st, I think, and what we have here is a huge opening there of our emotions, and this here shows you feeling in your power to actually make things happen. Good changes may well be in work and health related things, and feeling like you're really getting somewhere, so this is really awesome. And then you have transformation, which again is death. Again, it seems to be saying, you're clearing out, you're opening up. As we open our hearts, which is like the Ace of Cups, a whole load of stuff from when we closed it has to come out first. So, that's what you're getting the death of. It's just this big clearing. And I'm not surprised to see this card twice this month, because, that's it's ruled by Scorpio. And also, I think in that week, yes, in this week we have Pluto going direct the day after the Pisces full moon, and Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, which is death. So we do have this turn for the better, but as this happens, it's a massive deep process of everything that's been hidden or deep down is being brought up to light. It's being released, and it's pretty life-changing. It feels to me as if, once this kind of information, once we brought this information to light in ourselves and admitted it in the outside world, there really is no going back. And that's probably why we've kept our head in the sand for so long and played this game with ourselves. But, it just feels like now's the time where the natural process will be it's like we're on the wave. We're on the wave of truthfulness with ourselves and with our life. And, we're being carried to the shore of truth, and the boat of lies is just, it can't possibly come into the radar. It feels very much like that this month with those deep processes in Scorpio and Pisces. So it's truth around how you're feeling and your emotions. But also we have Mercury going into Libra, so Libra is very diplomatic, so it has issues with the truth. But really what it's here to do is learn how to be truthful with itself first and foremost, so that it can actually, blend that diplomacy with truth rather than be in a place of people pleasing and, which, is ultimately self-serving, really. So it plays being selfless, but actually, it's a very complicated facade of psychological dynamics we have going on around the truth. So all of those things feel like they're coming up for the spotlight, particularly in relationships. Emotional relationships, I feel, are taking the forefront this month. There are things about deals and business and all of that side of things and the truth in that as well, which is also very important. However, it does feel to me as if this is very much about getting truthful with ourselves, first and foremost, in every area. But it seems to go ourselves, relationships, business, from what I can see here. So for the 4th week in September, we have here, I was just speaking about Libra, justice is Libra, okay? And it seems like, when I saw this coupled with the 3 of Swords, I saw the pain of Mother Earth. I felt as if she really wasn't happy with certain bills being passed in court, certain laws, certain things that were happening. And then we've got the 3 of Cups at the end. So this is beautiful. This seems to be talking about some resolution, maybe peace treaties. Of course, that's on the macro, so that's what we might be seeing on the outside world. I do hope so. With Mars in Leo, we do have a very dramatic, arrogant, righteous energy, very, very full-on, warlike energy. And, with the things that we've heard around Syria and things like that, it seemed to have come to pass last month when I think Mars had been in Leo for a few weeks. So I'm just hoping that the moves into Libra, Mercury into Libra, communications around peace, fairness, justice, do actually go some way to actually neutralising that energy of Mars in Leo, as this seems to be saying, which is quite promising. So we can but live in hope. That's on the macro. And on the micro, of course, that is talking about your relationships too. Where have you maybe gone a little bit too gung-ho with the truth? And it's about balancing the truth with diplomacy, learning how to do that with yourself and other people. And, realising that, hurting someone just hurts ourselves because we're all connected. So there's a lot here to do with truth and relationships and emotions coming up, and anything that's been upsetting, any fallouts, they seem short-lived, and it seems as if, all's well at the end of the day. Fingers crossed. So the general for September 2013 feels like that's where the stuff around work comes in. We haven't really had much about work. It's all been about, deep personal processes. However, what we've got here is quite interesting. It's not just work, it's health as well. It's very Virgoan, which is, September's sign, Virgo. And what we've got here is things to do with how we've been holding on to a lot of stuff. And actually, we must learn to relax a lot more in order for things to sprout, in order for things to grow. And as that does, Look, we've got ripeness. This is such an autumn harvest thing. Look, it's like you've got the seeds there and he finally lets them go. He finally plants them. The tree grows and then we get our harvest. So, yeah, Virgo can be quite uptight, can be quite prissy. And it feels like, you know, the message here is like saying, remember that you have to speculate to accumulate. Okay, and for some reason, I feel I need to leave it there. So, once again, I wish you a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful month. And if you would like to share this video because you find it useful to check in with throughout the month and see how it's all progressing, then please do so. I'd love that. Thank you. I've got a new website, tiffanycrosara.com, where you can book for more like personal one-to-one readings or courses, or order my book, signed copy. That's something Amazon can't do. And I've got a retreat coming up as well at the autumn equinox, actually, which is the Pisces full moon time in Cornwall. Might be the last time I teach it. It's tarot, astrology, past life and psychic development. So if you would like to know more about that, you can go to tiffanycrosara.com/events. And I'd love it if I actually got to meet you. Anyway, whatever you do, have an amazing September. Lots of love to you.